When we went to see pecans harvested, we saw savage equipment being used. When we went to see pecans being shelled, we saw more savage equipment being used. When we talked to other pecan growers, they all mentioned savage equipment. So when Savage Equipment invited us down to Medill, Oklahoma, to take a look at their operation, we jumped at the chance. Man, did we get a tour! They gave us first-class treatment. We walked in the door, and they had a big sign welcoming us. After some introductions, we jumped straight into the tour because there was a lot to see. Before I take you behind the doors to show you where this equipment is made, it helps to know that Savage makes 3 lines of equipment. There's the red line, which is the orchard equipment. These machines are used in the growing and harvesting of pecans. There is the gray line, which is the cleaning line of equipment which removes things like sticks, dirt, and stones. And there is the silver line, which is for the processing of pecans like crackers and shellers. Let's see how all of this equipment is made. The equipment being made here is part of the silver line. That means they use food-grade stainless steel, have high precision standards, and are assembled in this special clean area. Many of the employees you meet at Savage have worked there for decades. It's a family-owned business, and there is strong family atmosphere amongst the whole team. This is their new legacy cracker. It can crack 750 nuts a minute.
But the beauty of this machine isn't just speed. It also dials in that sweet spot of firm enough cracking so that the shell can be removed, yet gentle enough that it yields more complete halves. That is important because halves are worth more than the broken pieces. A lot goes into getting that great performance. Experience, innovation, engineering, and testing go into the design. This CNC room helps turn those designs into reality by quickly producing precision parts. By making these parts in-house, Savage maintains tight quality control. By using these advanced milling machines, the parts are made efficiently, keeping customer costs down.
The crack die, and the pecan sits inside here, and we fire and then we fire a shuttle that hits this, and that's what cracks the pecan.
Using advanced in-house production machinery is a common theme you'll see throughout the facility. Those tools help them achieve their goals of innovation, quality, and cost-efficient manufacturing.
You may remember from our shelling plant video that pecans come in different sizes. Some parts, like this shade, is made for the different sizes. This one is stamped with an 8 indicating it is size for 18 pecans. CNC stands for Computer Numerical Control. What it means is that these machines can be programmed to make the parts automatically.
These CNC mills use special tools to cut and shave solid blocks of aluminum into complex 3D shapes. Computers automatically swap out tools and control the path and speed of the tool as it cuts into the block. They cut a lot of parts around here, as you could tell by this bin of excess shavings. It will all be recycled back into usable aluminum for someone else. As we made our way deeper into the shop, we saw lots of other manufacturing machinery and raw materials. They have a large inventory of material to reduce production bottlenecks.
Then when we got to the laser cutter, they told me to watch for a surprise. This machine uses a laser to quickly and precisely cut through metal. Watch how fast it works and look at the intricate detail. see if you can guess what it is cutting out.
You know what it is yet?
Oh wait, it's Okie's School of Adventure.
It is.
Look at that, buddy. Hey, look here. What are they making? What are they making?
My channel photo.
How awesome is that?
It's the Okie School of Adventure and Charm logo. This is what a sheet of parts look like when it comes out of a laser. The parts are nested close together to minimize waste.
They have other ways to cut detail, including a plasma cutter and this water jet, which uses high-pressure water to cut through material like this rubber belting. It can cut through metal and plastics too. Many of their products require fans, and they make their own. The blast wheels you see in the housing spin fast. Like your truck tires, if they aren't balanced, they will vibrate. But these wheels are heavier and spin faster, making it even more important that they are balanced. To get consistently even welds and a balanced wheel, Savage uses this robotic welder. Its articulating arm and computer control lets it lay down smooth, even welds. And since all the welds are the same, the wheel is better balanced. An experienced welder programs and operates the robot, making sure it is performing its best and keeping a close eye on quality control.
These heavy-duty metal tubes are parts for the tree shakers. Savage uses automation with this saw to ensure consistency in these parts, too. Saw automation keeps the lengths and angles exact. Consistent parts make consistent assembly, which makes consistent quality and performance. In this half of the factory, the machines are assembled, cleaned, painted, and tested.
Savage Equipment is the world's largest manufacturer of pecan equipment. The machines you see here will find homes across the pecan belt of the U.S. and exported to Australia, South Africa, Israel, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, and more. Keeping those machines running requires a well-stocked parts department ready to get customers' parts quickly. These are just a few of the packages going out that day to Georgia, Louisiana, and New Mexico.
You've seen some of what makes Savage Equipment successful. There is one part I can't show you. It's the R&D room. That's where they build and test new designs. But I pinky promised not to tell what I saw. I can tell you it is located right next to the engineering room so that the engineers can easily run tests or make design changes. I did see 2 other big reasons behind their success that I can't tell you about. The biggest one is who it all started with, Mr. Basil Savage. He founded the company in the 1960s.
He is mechanically minded, a constant tinkerer, and has a can-do attitude. He also looks at all the details. He sets the tone of doing things the right way and looking for and fulfilling opportunities.
Well, I also need one in my room, too.
He's a pretty good salesman.
But his leadership is not all about machines and processes. He took time to visit with me and made sure my visit was one I will always remember. If you don't take away anything else from this video, consider this. I don't own a single pecan tree. I'm just a 7-year-old kid from Oklahoma. And look at how much time and effort they put into my visit. If they do that for me, imagine what they do for their customers.
Another big reason behind their success is they don't just make these products, they use them in their own pecan operation. Not far from their manufacturing facility is Hiawani Creek Ranch, where they have 16,000 planted pecan trees with irrigation. The irrigation water comes from 15 lakes throughout the property. Fertilizer can be injected into the irrigation system so that the trees can receive the necessary added nutrients while they are being watered. The trees you are seeing have just been through this year's harvest.
There's one native pecan tree in the orchard. Its name is Triple Tree, and you can probably guess why. Triple Tree is more than 150 years old and still produces a good crop of nuts each year.
On this size of operation, the harvesting equipment is larger than what you saw on our harvesting video. They use telescoping boom shakers and sweep everything into a row for a row harvester. All of those pecans are taken to the pecan processing facility on the property for cleaning.
Pecans are dumped into this pit. A drag belt carries them up into a cleaner. A wide-spaced chain belt lets nuts fall through but carries sticks into a bin. Next, the nuts tumble into this cleaning drum, which lets out dirt, rocks, and other junk. This is what a cleaning drum back at the factory looked like. The nuts fall out the last section of the drum. Anything bigger than a nut that didn't get removed earlier falls out of the end of the drum. It rotates, which tumbles the pecans for better cleaning, and these flights move them down the drum. The nuts then go up this elevator to this bin. From here, they can be put into large bags with handles that forklifts can move.
The nuts are brought inside, where they go through another cleaning process. It starts by using air and density to separate out light trash. It includes a vision system that identifies bad nuts and shoots those undesirable pieces out of the main flow with a blast of air. Then, the pecans are visually inspected and hand sorted in this special room.
They let me help. We put the bad pecans on these side belts where they are discarded. All the good pecans stay on the main belt.
What leaves this room on the main belt are good, clean, marketable nuts. Everything else has been removed.
Wow, we saw a lot. From how the equipment is made to how it's used, and much more that we couldn't fit into one video. But the one thing I do want to make sure and fit in is thank you, Savage Equipment. I had a great time, and I left with new knowledge and lots of inspiration. And I left with some pretty cool stuff.